In the xy plane above, ABCD is a square and point E is the center of that square. The coordinates of point C and E are 7, 2, and 1, 0 respectively. Which of the following is an equation of the line that passes through points B and D? Another question from the SAT that combines a bunch of concepts. We have a square and then we have, points given. And when you look at the choices, it looks like these are linear functions. It's about the equation of a line. So let's unpack this. We know that we are given points E as 1, 0 and point C as 7, 2. So we can use those 2 points to find slope. Remember, to find slope, we use the tiny formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Using these 2 points, we can simply say 2 minus 0 over 7 minus 1. So at this point, we can tell that the slope is 2, 6, which simplifies to 1/3. So the slope of this line right here, is 1/3. However, the question here is not asking us for that line. What we are being asked about is the line that passes through points B and D. So what would that line look like? Let's see if we can draw it here. A line that's going from B to D is a line that looks like that, the blue line. So a fun fact that they expect you to know, which in fact is what they were checking to see if you remember on this exam, is what can you tell me, or what do you know about the lines that are intersecting the blue and the purple line? Those are called diagonals. And what we can say is that the diagonals of a square are perpendicular. That's very, very important to us. And if you remember from previous lesson, perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. In other words, the slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. So what does that mean? If you know the slope of the purple line as 1/3, the slope of the blue line, which is perpendicular to it, is going to be opposite, which means change the sign. It was positive, so it's now negative. And reciprocals means you're going to flip it. We have 1/3, so when you flip it, it's just -3 over 1 if you want, but I'll just leave it as -3. All right, so just based on that fact, we at least know for this new line, the blue line that we're trying to write the equation for, in the form of y equals mx plus b, we've discovered that it has a slope of -3x plus some value here that value of b that we are yet to find out. Just by doing that, we can eliminate C and D because both of those are showing a slope of -1/3, which wouldn't make sense. So now our only task is to figure out what B is, and we'll have solved this question entirely. Good news is when you focus on the blue line, we at least know that this point right here, which is shared, is point E, and that point is 1, 0. So we can use it to plug into this equation, and that's going to help us figure out what B is. So let's go for it. We can say the y value, let's move this up here where we have a little bit more room. The y value is 0, so 0 equals -3. The x value is 1 plus b. So 0 equals -3 plus b. And we can add 3 to both sides and find out that b is +3. So we go back to the answers and we go, wow, that's not showing up here either, because our equation would look like y equals -3x plus 3. So when you glance at A, well, it's not the same thing as what we found, so it's not A. A is not the correct answer. So it's got to be B, and we can prove this because you can see all that they've done for this answer is that they factored out a -3 and left you with an x minus 1. So B would have to be the correct answer to this question.